Okay. A little bit of a rant today. It's functionally about being an American. Now, those who know me, those who've seen some of my videos, you probably got the impression, and you're pretty right, that I am a pretty fervent patriot. I do have national pride. But sometimes I'm ashamed to be an American. It's not because of my country itself, it's because of some of the people. Our priorities are just screwed up sometimes. I mean, let me give you some examples. It seems like it is the most important thing in the world to the youth of today and their parents that their kids pass school, that they achieve just enough to get through it so they can get into real life. So that says we're all about mediocrity. Other countries discover where the kids have talent and where they excel, and then they nurture that. Why don't we do that anymore? We should find out where our writers are and nurture them. We should find out who has economic or political skill and nurture that. It doesn't seem like we're doing it at the right times. If something's getting nurtured, it's not until people hit their college years and beyond, and only then is if they get a corporate sponsor. And that's not really about nurturing so much as the corporations trying to fine-tune somebody to fit a niche in their corporate structure. I just don't get it. When I set my mind to something, I try to become as good at it as I can. I try to become a specialist. I try to become the elite, the best at what I do. If I'm not going to do so, there's no point in me even trying to go that direction. I think I have a very broad range of knowledge, and I think I have some very specific areas that I am very educated, very well learned, in the top percentile of people with that knowledge. And there are some people out there that have one or two areas where they do this. I like to think that I have a few more. This isn't about tooting my own horn. This is about why America's become mediocre. Why is it that more people in America know about celebrity weddings, know about everything that Kardashians are doing, know what sex tapes are out there, what scandals are going on, and so on, than they do about world events? I guarantee you I can quiz 100 random citizens right now. More of them are going to know about the Kardashians than are going to know anything about the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. I guarantee that a lot of them will be able to name the Kardashians or be able to quote Justin Bieber songs or Miley Cyrus songs or say what exactly she was wearing, than have any clue as to exactly why Greece's economy collapsed. I mean, hell, you could even go domestic. They will know more about the concert scene in their town than they do about Detroit declaring bankruptcy. Why the hell is this? Why have we become so insular that we're inviting mediocrity onto ourselves? People have developed a very egocentric, introverted sense of personal importance over anything national. Everything that's going to be done is for the good of the person rather than the good of the nation. There is no sacrifice anymore. Even with politicians. Politicians become a profession. My opinion is this would make the founders of this country roll over in their graves. Hell, that might be the start of the zombie apocalypse. We'll have Washington and Jefferson, Madison, all them rise up out of there and come after us because we screwed everything up. Used to be that citizens would put their businesses on hold put their lives on hold to go to Washington and to serve the people and to serve the country. That was back when policy meant something, when it was done by experts. And when I say experts, doctors would make healthcare policy. Teachers would make education policy. Businessmen would make economic policy. Now you have these professional politicians that put together a committee. They have no expertise, they have no degrees that actually give them any right to be on these committees, yet they're the ones making the policy. Why? Because they're popular. Not because they're educated, not because they're the best person for the job, because they're popular. They want a popularity contest. And part of it's got the media's to blame. Because a lot of these people who win popularity contests is because they had a bigger budget. Therefore, they could plaster their face all over the newspaper, plaster their face all over TV, plaster their voice all over the radio. Whereas the skilled opponent that might have actually wanted to make a real difference, well, they're not caving into corporate sponsorship or anything like that. There's going to be no favoritism, so they don't have the budget, and they lose because of it. Our nation has become a nation of lemmings rather than a nation of scholars. When I say lemmings, if you know what a lemming is, it's a rodent-like creature that they follow their followers. If one lemming's out in the lead, all the others will follow. If that lemming goes over a cliff, all the others will go over the cliff. They don't have the ability to think for themselves in that regard. Their instincts are to follow. It's a really extreme form of herd behavior, and yet Americans have developed this. If there's an editorial on the news, Americans take it as gospel. If it's on a website online, it can't be false if it's online. If it's written in the paper, it can't be false. If you see a special on it, it can't be false, can't be mistaken, can't be an outright lie. Jesus Christ, I remember if it was History, Nature, or Discovery Channel, one of those, they did a special on mermaids, where they supposedly had discovered a mermaid corpse or something like that. It was a total fabrication. It was a total faux show. And they even had little miniature disclaimers on it. Yet a good chunk of Americans believed it was true. Mediocrity, self-importance, egocentrism, the lemming-like behavior, all equates to naivete, because everybody seems like they're naive. And our policymakers, our legislators, our executives, and our government encourage this. Why? Because they'd rather lead a bunch of sheep than try to control a bunch of lions. That's almost a paraphrase on another very famous quote, but it's kind of accurate, kind of true. And this whole thing kind of disgusts me. And I can't say that I haven't been to blame on some of it. With my first child, I was just happy she passed. I didn't know how to deal with a girl child very well. It was my first experience. The moodyism, just there were a number of things that guys don't know. They don't understand because they never lived through it. And therefore, when she got bitchy and crabby with me, I went introverted. I shut down and I let her mama handle it. So I didn't take an active role in there. And as such, she passed. And it was a major achievement. Yes, I just rolled my eyes. I've got a younger daughter too. I've been taking a more aggressive role in her education and in her development. I've been pushing her towards the things that I see that she excels at. This child takes after me in a lot of ways. When I was a kid, I was somewhat introverted. I was a leader, but I was introverted. Kept a lot of stuff locked inside. My kid's just like that. She's highly intelligent, very creative. Now, it translates in a different way for her. She can draw. I've never been able to draw. She gets into this form of creative writing I just can't fathom. She's more artistic than I am. Me, I'm a philosopher, I'm a scholar, I'm a storyteller, I'm a logistics style thinker. I think cause and effect. I think long-term cause and effect. That's why I'm a hell of a chess player. I'm thinking 20 moves ahead. My daughter doesn't think 20 moves ahead. She thinks 3 moves outside the box that aren't even in my repertoire. And I'm trying to nurture that. Wait a minute. I'm nurturing something. I'm not encouraging mediocrity. Does that make me a bad American? Or maybe it just makes me a throwback. Because I have pride too. Where's our pride? Why in the world is our nation making an ass fuck like Johnny Depp rich? He's anti-American. He spoke out against us. He even moved his ass out of the country. Yet, we flock to the theaters like lemmings to see him. If we had any kind of national pride, we would simply boycott his ass. Let him shrivel up and let his career go the way of everybody else from 21 Jump Street. That's the way it should be. We should be supporting actual actors that mean something. You know, the ones who are pro-American, the ones that actually truly support humanitarian causes and are very Samaritan-esque, rather than a dumb fuck douche like him. Okay, I'm getting off track, so I'm gonna start wrapping. I'm gonna wrap this up. This was basically, I'm an American. I'm proud to be an American, but some Americans shame me because I can't accept a status quo of mediocrity. And that's everything. So, peace out, and hopefully those of you who are watching my videos have taken my stance, and you actually rebel against the mediocrity that has become that status quo. Ciao.